Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today our topic is archaeological treasure of Pakistan. The archaeological treasure of Pakistan are not only rich and varied, but some of these are highly important to the history of civilization. As sometimes happens, valuable monuments and remains have suffered from neglects or vandalism. But in recent years, there had been rising interest in subjects, and valuable work is steady going on. No doubt the best known of all Pakistan's archaeological centers is that of Taxila, about 30 miles northwest of Rawalpindi. It is celebrated not only for the richness of what it has yielded, but for its association with Alexander and with Asoka. One of the greatest figures of the antiquity is the subcontinent. There are four sides of Taxila, which become an important center of Buddhism and the seat of a great university. Already a thriving city when Alexander came in 325 BC, Taxila passed through a series of extraordinary changes. After Alexander, Chandragupta set up the Mauryan Empire in India, and his grandson Asoka, who later established Buddhism throughout the subcontinent, went there. A third Taxila, now known as Sirkap, was built by Scythian invaders who follow the Mauryan dynasty. One of the special merit of what has been discovered at Taxila is that unique contribution to the world artistic treasure, the art of Gandhara, a splendid fusion of Buddhist art with Mediterranean influence, producing a style of great work to be found nowhere else. Gandhara is the name of the area around Peshawar, which became particularly associated with Buddhism, especially by reason of the work in the first century of the Buddhist scholars who prepared text association and local sites with previous incarnations of the Buddha. This gave a sacred character to the region and a great expansion of the religious activity, which succumbed to the invasions of the White Huns in the 5th century. Next, perhaps in the frame but certainly not inferior in importance, is Mohenjo-Daro, about 60 miles from Sukkar in Sindh. Mohenjo-Daro is only one but undoubtable the best known of the site, which form part of what is now referred to as the Indus Valley civilization. The ancient cradle of civilized man goes back about 5,000 years to the 2nd and 3rd millennia BC, and is therefore contemporary with the historic sites of Mesopotamia, with which it is often compared. The discovery is comparatively recent one and is due to the work of Sir John Marshall, whose interest was aroused by the discovery at Harappa in Montgomery district of some seals of apparent prehistoric origin. In 1922, an officer of the Indian Archaeological Department discovered some similar seals while investigating a Buddhist stupa of the Kushan period at Mohenjo-Daro, and in the following years further investigations were carried out. The results were not unduly interested, but Marshall was sufficiently convinced of the substantial nature of this superiority to carry on the work under his own direction during the following years, and with the most rewarding consequence. One of the most important aspects of Mohenjo-Daro discovery is its confirmation of the existence of established civilization in the Indus Valley region before the arrival of Aryan invaders, and also the fact that more than one authentic type was then present. The measurement of skull shows four distinct ethnic categories, of which one belonged to the Mediterranean classification. The Alpine and Mongolian type have been identified, and also the Proto-Australoid group typical of the Aboriginal of South and Central India. All these circumstances lead to very interesting spectaculars, but a great deal remains to be done. Sites have in recent years been investigated which may even antedate the Mohenjo-Daro remain, as for instance that the Cote d'Ivoire Khairpur. At present, a serious difficulty stands in the way of interpretation of all these important discoveries, namely the problem of unlocking the pictographic script found at Mohenjo-Daro. When this by no means simple puzzle is ultimately solved, the result may well lead to great changes in historical and archaeological theories. Most visitors to Lahore will wish see the old cities, the fort, the Badshahi mosque, and the houses of some of the great families which once flourished there. Some of the old buildings have been put to use very different from those for which they were once intended. One such is tomb built for Anarkali, the tragic Maidan, named as Pomegranate Flower, who had a love affair with Prince Salim when they became emperor and adopted the name Jahangir. He built a tomb over his burial place with an inscription testifying to his love. Later, in the declining days of the Moguls, the building was used for residence.